Joining us this morning is former chair of the Hamilton County Democratic Party. It is attorney Stuart James. Stuart, good morning.
Hey, Chip, how are you doing this morning?
Doing very well. First of all, thanks
Good.
for sharing some of your time with us.
No problem.
Right off the bat, in your opinion, who won?
Nobody, and I say that because I'm referring to the American people. That debate was a catastrophe last night. It was off the rails, and the responsible party for it being off the rails would be the President of the United States, Donald Trump.
Why?
He's the president. And as president, he has a duty to tell the American people, number one, the truth. He has a duty to be somewhat diplomatic. We do expect some fireworks in debates. And the other thing, he has a duty not to be a bully, not to talk over people, and not to lie to the American people. And all those happened last night.
Seemed kind of strange that, not strange, but coincidental timing. It was 70 years ago this week, the very first televised presidential debate happened between John F. Kennedy and Richard Nixon. And going back, even as far back as the Nixon-Kennedy debate up to last night, do you think these debates really sway the voters' opinion?
I think last night's a prime example of why they really don't sway the voters' opinion. And I'm talking about maybe overall. Because I looked this morning on Facebook and social media to see how Trump supporters were reacting, and I looked to see how Biden supporters are reacting. If you look at it from a partisan viewpoint, Trump supporters are still in his camp, Biden supporters are still in their camp, and there's a political division. What these debates don't do necessarily is reach out to that middle voter, whether they're a little bit to the right or a little bit to the left. And those voters this morning, I think, are going to be very confused and wondering whether Joe Biden's strong enough to be president, and then being fairly disgusted at the bullying tactics from the President of the United States himself.
The whole thing and what I saw seemed a little bit out of control, including moderator Chris Wallace. And Chris is a longtime, well-respected journalist. Where do you think it got away from him?
I think it got away from him right at the beginning. I think Chris Wallace expected these two gentlemen to be, well, I think he expected the president to be more civil. I think he expected the president to go after Joe Biden on a personal level, but not to use the bullying attacks that he did to the extent that he did. I mean, he never gave anybody a break. He talked over everybody every second he could. And when I mean everybody, I mean Chris Wallace and the vice president. And I think Chris Wallace lost control early on in the first couple of questions, and he was never able to get it back. And that's Chris Wallace's failure. But under the circumstances, I'm not sure anybody could control this debate because Donald Trump didn't want them to control the debate.
Overall speaking, what is the criteria, in your opinion? And again, you are a longtime Democrat activist here in Chattanooga. You were chairman of the Democratic Party for several years. What is the criteria for who wins or who loses these debates?
Well, I think the criteria is talk about the issues. I mean, one of the opportunities that Joe Biden missed last night was we were talking about taxes. And I don't know that he missed it or he was trampled upon by Donald Trump. But Donald Trump allegedly paid $750 in taxes for 2 years, 2016 and 2017. The response that Joe Biden tried to make is simple. Who cares what the news media is reporting? Mr. President, show us your taxes and do it before Election Day. And then there's health care. COVID, global warming, and the economy, all of those things would have been issues that Americans would want to hear about, and they were missed opportunities actually for both candidates. And Chip, I'm going to fault Donald Trump mostly because he didn't want to talk about those issues, hence his continued interruption of Joe Biden and Chris Wallace through the night.
All right, the $750 in federal taxes he paid for 2 years, does that make him wrong? Does it make him a crook? Does it make him a smart businessman? I mean, nobody is going to pay more federal taxes or any other kind than they have to. Where do you think President Trump fits into that scenario? Is it a smart thing for him to do to have only paid the bare minimum like that? And you know as well as I do, Trump doesn't do his own taxes. He's got somebody else, a whole team of somebody else is doing that, I would think.
Yeah. First, I mean, I think what he's doing is by saying that I don't pay taxes, I'm smart. He's appealing to his base, and they think he's smart for not paying taxes because, Chip, who wants to pay taxes? Nobody. Not even me, not you. Nobody wants to pay taxes. But, here's the problem with it. I mean, if it's $750 and his base is going to support him for paying only $750 in income taxes, and I'm not talking about other taxes, then they're gonna love him for it. But you know what? It's real simple to solve the problem. And I think the Democrats are right on this point. Just show us your tax returns, Mr. President. Just show them. And an audit's not going to stop you from doing it. They're your returns. It's your right to privacy to keep them private. But as President of the United States, just show them and close this debate down. That's what I would do. Just shut them up. Okay, I paid $750 in taxes. Here's my tax returns. And then move on.
All right. Stuart, hang on for us just a moment.
Sure.
We have to take a quick break. On the other side of this commercial break, we're going to bring in a longtime friend of yours and also a longtime Republican political guy here. Does the name Zach Wamp ring a bell? Former Congressman Zach Wamp is straight ahead along with Stuart James as we continue the debate after the debate right here on News 12 Now and Let's Chat. We're back in a moment.